Welcome back to Perspective Z, your favorite generational podcast. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Katrina. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about today.
What do we have to talk about today? I think the opposite is true, actually. We don't have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, we don't. But we have to keep our catchphrase up, apparently, because
it's our brand
you were like,
now.
hey, this should be our catchphrase.
It's our new brand.
So, yeah, apparently not a lot of things happened on the internet this week that we can talk about. I mean, I'm sure a lot of things happened on the internet, but, like, they're not necessarily trending so that we know about them, so it's like...
The things that didn't happen... No, the things that did happen didn't have much to do with what we normally talk about on the podcast. So they don't count.
For example, YouTube trending, it was mostly music videos for artists I had never heard of, and I was like, solid.
That doesn't do much for us. Well, we could start out with our favorite things this week.
Oh yes, we for sure could. What's your favorite thing this week, Rachel?
My favorite thing is Sleep With Me, the podcast. Basically, it's a podcast that the whole point is like the dude talking and telling really pointless stories so that you just fall asleep. And it works ridiculously well. I'll make sure the link is in the description. But he starts it out with like, I help you fall asleep with pointless meanders, illogical tangent. It's just like an hour of him talking, and I always set it to sleep timer so that to the end of the episode. So after it shuts off, like I usually fall asleep within the first 20 minutes, so I don't listen to much of the story actually. But last night I accidentally didn't turn it off, and so it just played all night long. And I normally wake up in the middle of the night, and I didn't last night. So I don't know. I think it's science that says it's just a good podcast.
Science proves that it's a good podcast.
Yes. And I mean, clearly we are fans of podcasts here at Perspective Z, your favorite generational podcast.
We don't need to plug our own podcast on our podcast.
Right. See, anytime I hear podcast, we're getting better at plugging because we're really bad at it.
Yeah, we're really bad at plugging. Somebody's talking about podcasts and we bring up other podcasts before we bring up our own podcast.
I sometimes just won't even bring up my own. It's like, people are like, hey, what podcasts should I listen to? And I'm like, oh, well, there's this one, and 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 definitely not Perspective Z.
Wow.
I just feel awkward about it. Do you guys, listeners, do you ever have that thing where you, like, have something you do, like, maybe you're a musician of some sort, you're an artist, and you just don't tell people about what you do? I feel like it's a high school thing.
Or it's just, like, we're superheroes and we have secret identities on the internet.
True.
And, like...
What's your superhero name? What would your superpower be?
How about you go first, because I'm gonna need to think about this.
Okay, my superpower... See, most people want to say flying, but I wouldn't want flying. I would want teleportation, because then I don't even need to fly, you dummies. I don't have to worry about the weather or anything. Have you figured out what yours would be?
Like, see, I go through a lot of different, like, phases. Because a bunch of... I think about what superpower I would have more than I should.
That's awesome.
Let me tell you.
There is no limit on how much you can think about what superpower you would have.
Yeah. I mean, I would say invisibility, but to most people at my school, I'm already invisible, so,
oof.
like...
Oof, oof, oof.
And, like... So probably not invisibility, although Violet is like, one of my favorite characters from The Incredibles, and she has invisibility and force fields, and yeah.
Doesn't she also have speed? No, that's Dash.
That's Dash. The boy whose name is Dash has super speed, Rachel.
So here's the thing. First of all, I haven't seen Incredibles 2 yet. Second of all, I only saw the first Incredibles like a month before the second Incredibles came out in theaters because I just never had an interest, and it wasn't bad. It's just a really long movie, and I don't want to sit through another one. Which makes me a terrible person, and I know, but like it's fine.
No, it's not. It's a good movie. Like, Incredibles was and still is one of my favorite Pixar movies, but and Incredibles 2 I feel like was a good follow-up. It wasn't as good as the original, but like it had its moments. Like Edna and Jack have some pretty great moments, and it's amazing.
I want to see it, but I also really don't. So, I don't know. You never answered. What would your superpower be?
Okay, I'm just gonna list a bunch of things because I can't choose because I'm indecisive. Newsflash, in case anyone wasn't aware.
Are you sure you want to talk about that? Get it? Because indecisive.
Wow. Anyways, I would say invisibility, but like I'm already invisible, and then like to control time, not necessarily moving forward and backward, but like pausing time.
Oh.
But still being able to get stuff done.
That is a mood.
Honestly, like sometimes I just wish I could pause time and just take a nap because I really need a nap, but like I don't like but I keep stressing myself out with too many plans, or like too many plans, too much homework, procrastination, the whole spiel. But like sometimes you just need a rest, and the world doesn't give you a rest, so you just gotta make it for yourself.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then I've also thought about reading people's minds, which sounds really creepy, but like honestly, people are so quiet about their feelings, and people aren't honest all of the time, so if I could like know when they're telling the truth and when they're just trying to make me feel better.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely want to read people's minds.
Yeah, but not like all the time, but like I could choose when I would read people's minds, because like I don't want to be that creep that's like, ooh, who's your crush? I'm gonna look into your brain and see who your crush is. I'm like, but like at select moments, not necessarily all of the time.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. Okay, do you know what your superhero name would be?
How does one figure out their superhero name?
I don't know, just like you think it sounds cool. Like, for example, but it has to be one that no other superhero has. So obviously I would be Wonder Woman, because there's never been a Wonder Woman or anything. Never.
Never.
Remember, look, they can't see your face when you're giving me peculiar looks.
Should I just speak into the microphone and say, I'm giving Rachel a very peculiar look right now for our listeners?
Yeah, that works.
Every single time I give you a peculiar look.
Well, not every single time.
Welcome to the podcast of Katrina gives Rachel peculiar looks and just talks about it for an hour straight.
Yeah, pretty much, because you're giving me a peculiar look the entire time. Did you ever read that book series about the peculiar children, like the Miss Pettigrew's Home for Peculiar Children? I never read it. Should I have? Should I read it?
I didn't read it until, so I've talked about my friend that went through an emo phase.
Yes.
And still kind of is. But, she read the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Yeah, something like that.
She read the entire book series, and then she was like, hey, you should read this. I need someone to talk to about it. And this was right before the movie came out.
Okay.
But, like, the movie was She went to go see the movie with her older sister, and, like, it was different than the book because I think... Hang on.
What am I supposed to be hanging on to?
It's a Tim Burton film, so it was kind of, like, taken to the creepier side of things, I'm guessing.
Yeah. See, I like Tim Burton. Not really, actually. I'm not a fan of Tim Burton, which I know makes me a terrible person because so many people love him and everything.
Yeah, I did read all of the books in 8th grade because she wanted me to. I did not see the movie because at the time I was younger or 13, and I was still like, I don't want to see a PG-13 movie that's, like, even though I had seen PG-13 movies before then, I was like, oh, it's supposed to be really scary, and then, yeah. So I never saw the movie, but I did read the books, and they weren't bad. They weren't my favorite books ever, but
they weren't Harry Potter.
Yeah. Because we don't talk about Harry Potter enough on this podcast.
No, we really don't.
Oh, I forgot to show you something I have.
I shall hold on again. For reference, I held on to my desk last time. I'm holding on to my desk again this time. Ooh, I have a time turner as well. I have 2 actually.
Well, no need to brag, Rachel.
Well, okay, so there's this website that I used to use, but the website went like under construction a while ago, and it just never came back. I don't think. Let me check. But they had a ton of nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Which was swell. So I got... No, I don't want... No, not my cooking websites.
There was a year that for Christmas, all I wanted was, like, Harry Potter merchandise. And, like, my grandma was so confused because she's like, I don't know what's the difference between the... You said you wanted the Hufflepuff one? Is that the green one or the blue one? And I'm like,
no,
it's the yellow one.
Oh my gosh, it is still a thing. Okay, so it is... Oh wait, but it says they don't have any products. So the website's back, but they don't sell anything right now. But they might still have phone cases. I don't know. Anyway, it's all cool. They do a makeup thing now, which I think is why they stopped doing, like, the jewelry. I can't even remember what their makeup business is called, but it was like Storybook Cosmetics. That's who they are. But that has blown up so much that they can't do anything else because all of their stuff is handmade, obviously. And the cosmetics is just the biggest thing on the planet right now. Like, they were featured in Buzzfeed several times. They're featured in it, like, a ton of different magazines just because it's so cool. Because it's like nerdy and fun and nerdy and quirky.
Not collab, but sure would.
Yeah, true. Like, in a heartbeat would.
Yes. Anyway.
We digress. Is that what digress means?
I have no clue.
Google.
Like, I keep hearing people say, I digress, and I'm like, you what now?
I de-dress. You take off a dress and put on more comfortable clothing. Digress, to leave the main subject temporarily in speech or writing. So yes, that is what digress means. So,
we used a word correctly.
Digress. It's your word of the week. I need you all to use it in a conversation casually, and then tweet us when you use it, because I think that's fun.
Yes.
What were we talking about?
We kind of just jumped all over the place because we were talking about superpowers.
You know what we never finished doing?
What?
Favorite things. Katrina, what's your favorite thing this week?
Now that we're back from that insane tangent that lasted who knows how long.
About 15 minutes.
My favorite thing is having breakfast for dinner because that's what I had last night because my brother made pancakes and my dad made bacon.
Ooh, can I come over?
Let me tell you.
In the past?
Let me tell you, if you have not had breakfast for dinner, you're missing out. And, like, I don't necessarily have breakfast all of the time because school, and like,
It takes a long time to eat breakfast.
yeah, and everybody always says, oh, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but when you wake up at like 6:30 or earlier, then like
When you wake up 5 minutes before you're supposed to leave.
then you don't necessarily have time to eat breakfast. And let me tell you, I love breakfast foods like pancakes and waffles and like all of the breakfast foods like pancakes, waffles, bacon, eggs.
Bacon and Eggs Movie Lovers Podcast, new episodes every Thursday, available wherever you get your podcasts and now on Spotify.
Yes, those bacon and eggs.
You eat them?
But also,
I think
I don't
that's cannibalism.
I don't eat them. I do eat their namesake.
Just gonna continue with your story.
That was basically it, but I do have a tangent to go to our Buzzfeed quiz.
Digress.
What did you have for breakfast, Rachel?
For breakfast, I had toast with jam on it. What's your favorite type of jam?
It depends. Like, I love strawberry jam, but I also love peach jam when we have it. So it's like, yeah.
I really
What's your
like
favorite?
raspberry jam.
Oh, I freaking love raspberries.
You know what I'm not a fan of? That, like, people in my house are a fan of?
What?
Apricot jam. Also, did you say apricot or apricot?
Apricot.
It's... Wait, what did I say?
You said apricot.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't think, like, I probably have had apricot jam because it sounds familiar, but, like, I can't, like, form the taste in my mouth like I can with foods that I've had. Maybe that's my superpower.
Being able to... Alright, fair enough. There was blueberry jam on my toast this morning. I don't know if I said that.
Oh, that's good.
What'd you have
Toast
for
is-
breakfast?
I had a Pop-Tart.
Ooh.
And speaking of Pop-Tarts, it's time to transition to our favorite segment on our podcast. Let's take a Buzzfeed quiz.
Let's take a Buzzfeed quiz! You're right, that is my favorite segment.
Yep. And this week's quiz is everyone's personality matches a Pop-Tarts flavor. Here's yours.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Brown cinnamon brown sugar cinnamon, best one.
Yes.
Okay. Glad we agree.
Watch none of us get brown sugar cinnamon.
There are two of us. It would be neither of us.
Neither of us. English is hard.
I know. Should we give up and speak French?
No.
Oh wait, can I air a grievance about BuzzFeed right now?
Yes.
My BuzzFeed is like mostly in Japanese. Still.
Why don't you change it back? Like, you still have the...
I don't know. I can't figure out how to change it back. I was like, maybe if I clear the cookies, maybe if I clear my history, maybe if I delete the thingy. Yeah, no, none of it worked.
So do you need me to read you the question?
No, if I click on a specific link, that is in English. But, like, all of my trending and, like, all the stuff on the sides is in Japanese. And I don't speak Japanese.
Yeah, the only languages I speak are English, a little bit of Spanish, fluent sarcasm, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm with you on the English and sarcasm. The foreign language I take, not a foreign language I speak, is Mandarin Chinese.
That's really interesting. I would have taken that if my school had provided it.
It is so insanely difficult, and I really regret taking it. Because, like, all my friends that are in Spanish are like, oh my god, we have a vocab quiz. And I'm like, well, did she teach you the words? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, then you already have a leg up on my teacher. Yeah, that's just my grievance.
Yeah.
Anyways,
what's the first question on this quiz, Rachel?
the first question is, what is your favorite party drink? Martini, lemonade, root beer, tequila, wine, or water. So we can pick from lemonade, root beer, or water.
And I know what I'm choosing.
Lemonade.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I picked as well. What's the next question?
Pick a word to describe yourself. Trustworthy, friendly, energetic, loyal, unique, talkative.
How about we pick one for each other? Because I hate picking words to describe myself.
Ooh, do you already have one for me?
Obviously.
I don't. Ugh.
Wow, okay, I'm none of these things to you.
No, I'm just
I'm
thinking of all the situations.
PerspectiveofZ. Go ahead and shoot me an email. Our email's in the description, or DM me on Twitter.
I'm just thinking of every possible situation because that's what I do when I overthink things. And BuzzFeed quizzes are one of the things that I overthink.
That is the exact opposite of the point of BuzzFeed quizzes. You're not supposed to overthink them.
Yeah, but, like, if you're doing a would you rather, you're like, what if, like, somebody actually comes out of the computer screen and makes me do this thing?
I don't think that's really gonna happen. I think that would be violating some user agreement. Somewhere. Or some federal law.
Okay.
Do you have one for me or for you?
I can see all of these words applying to you. I just need to pick...
Oh, you think friendly could apply to me?
Yes, of course.
I don't know, sometimes I'm kind of mean.
Like when you tell everybody to tweet you so that you can find a new podcast host?
No, I told them to DM me.
It's different.
It's different. Or if you want to message me without Katrina knowing, you can message my personal Twitter, or you can DM at Sky_the_pirate, who is my dog, on Instagram.
Wow. Okay, guess I'm checking friendly off that list, because apparently Rachel doesn't want to be friendly today.
You know what? It is a conscious choice that you make. So everyone make the conscious choice to be friendly every day, okay? Thank you. Love you. Heart your faces.
Even though we've never seen a lot of your faces, we still heart them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have one.
I picked loyal for you.
I picked trustworthy for you.
I was bouncing between loyal and trustworthy.
I was bouncing between all of them, Rachel.
Except friendly.
Well, I was bouncing between all of them, but then you started being mean to me. So,
It's how I show my love.
I guess.
Hey, it's better than how my dog shows her love. She just bites everything.
'Cause she thinks you're looking like a snack.
Oh.
Smooth.
Does she think the couch looks like a snack? 'Cause she bites that too.
She might just really like the couch. You don't know.
You're right, I
don't know her life.
I do, actually. I do know her life.
You don't know her dog brain, though.
That's true. She is 3.5 years old in dog years. She's 6 months.
Already?
Yeah. She's almost a year. I said she was almost a year the other day. My mom goes, "No, she's not." And I was like, "Mom, have you ever done math? She's over halfway, which means you round up." I thought it was funny. She did not.
That's okay. What's the next question, Rachel?
The next question is pick a neutral color. Black? Is that like mustard orange? Mustard yellow?
Mustard orange?
Mustard orange?
I've never had orange mustard, but okay.
I almost also said mustard green, so you know what? I don't know colors, okay? It's hard.
It's mustard yellow.
Mustard yellow. What I'm gonna call light brown.
Dad sandal brown.
Dad sandal brown. White. Gray that is like so gray, it's kind of a little blue.
Periwinkle.
Periwinkle. I thought periwinkle was purple.
It's kind of darker than that shade, but it's like a light periwinkle.
Huh. So light periwinkle or Julia pink, which is a light pink. Let me look up periwinkle real quick to see just how far off we are. Periwinkle color. Yes. What else would it be? Periwinkle's more blue. I guess it's kind of it's like a gray periwinkle.
Yeah. Guess what I chose, Rachel?
You chose the gray periwinkle.
Yes, I did.
I chose Julia Pink.
Yes, I figured you would.
Because
of the name you chose for it.
I don't really like pink, but I like this Julia light pink.
Mm-hmm.
Sky's leash that we got her when we first got her was that color. Now it's a darker shade because my dog is gross. And like chews on it. But we just got her a new leash and the handle is padded. And I didn't know I needed a padded handle for my dog's leash until I had one.
Mm-hmm.
It's also like a cute design. It's purple and got like this geometric design, but the handle is padded. I'm passionate about it.
Also, you're saying you don't like pink, but you're wearing a pink headband, so like...
Oh, okay, but, it's... What's the next question?
You're just like, I don't want to answer your question, so we're just gonna leave.
Moving on.
If you want to become my new podcast host, you can DM me on Twitter at Katrina_MCK_.
I don't know that you really want a new podcast host. You're kind of hesitating on that. I think you love me and you want me to stay forever.
You know I do.
Of course. What's the next question? So our listeners continue to love us.
Pick a city to live in. Honolulu, London.
Reykjavik?
Reykjavik, Iceland.
Let me look it up.
Okay. I'll say the rest of them while you're... Osaka, Japan. Las Vegas. Melbourne, Australia.
I picked the place in Iceland that I can't pronounce. Here, YouTube's about to tell us how to pronounce it. It's loading, is what it is. And I muted it on accident. Okay, we weren't too far off. No,
What is it?
Let me listen one more time. Yeah, it's Reykjavik.
Reykjavik. Okay.
So we weren't too far off.
No, we were Reykjavik instead of Reykjavik.
Reykjavik. Okay, so I picked Reykjavik, Iceland.
I picked London because, let me tell you,
that doesn't surprise me.
I really want to go to London. It's so pretty.
Side note though, my momentum quote today was, be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. And sometimes I feel like I need to remind people of that. So, be kind whenever possible, people. Gosh, stop being jerks to everyone. That's terrible. Oh, wait, that's not exactly. So the next question is,
Rachel's subtweeting me.
Pick a meal for breakfast. Granola and fruit, pancakes, peanut butter toast, omelet, coffee cake, or croissant. I'm pretty sure if anyone who speaks French is listening, they just kind of cringed at me saying croissant. What'd you pick?
I didn't.
Well then.
Okay, I chose one.
Alright, what'd you pick?
Pancakes.
Oh, okay. That doesn't surprise me. Because you're a Hufflepuff!
And Hufflepuffs are pancakes.
Yes.
Helga Hufflepuff is from Wisconsin. Anyways, what did you pick, Rachel?
I picked coffee cake, but it has to be a good coffee cake. It can't be dry coffee cake. I feel like very often coffee cake is dry, and I'm not for that. But I am very for a good coffee cake that's nice and fluffy.
Yeah, I was bouncing between pancakes and coffee cake, and also granola and fruit, omelet and croissant, but like...
So you're bouncing between all of them?
Except for peanut butter toast, because I've never had
That's just gross. I'm not a fan of peanut butter in the first place. Which I know is like kind of a crime, but...
Controversial.
Yeah, it is kind of a controversial view if you think about it. But, it's just never really appealed to me.
I agree.
Alright. What's the next question?
The final question is, pick a holiday. My birthday, Easter, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's Eve, or Thanksgiving.
I don't know why my favorite holiday would be your birthday, but...
Alright.
I think I'm funny.
If you're gonna take things so literally.
Hush! You are cut off from saying it.
Anyways, what did you pick, Rachel?
I picked Christmas.
Me too, because I just love Christmas.
Yeah. See, I was gonna pick New Year's Eve because of the pentatonic song New Year's Day, and then I realized that was New Year's Day, not New Year's Eve. And then I was like thinking about the pentatonic song That's Christmas to Me, and I was like, yep, that's what I'm picking.
I love that song.
It's so pretty.
Good.
Alright, seeing as that was the final question, we got our results. What type of Pop-Tart are you?
I am a hot fudge sundae.
Hey, that's what I got too.
Nice.
Your caring and warm personality means you're approachable by just about everyone. It's one of your strengths. Spread it as much as possible. See, that's funny because, like, in real life, I don't like people talking to me. So I'm not approachable, and I, like, am aware of that and realize I should probably be more.
I'm not very approachable because, like, people are intimidated by me because when I'm in the hallways, I have a straight face and I'm just trying to get to where I'm going because people in the hallways, let me tell you, are dumb. And also, I'm like a giant compared to basically everyone in my school, so they're like, I don't want her to step on me.
I don't want her to step on me. That makes me think of who am I thinking of?
I don't know, who are you thinking of?
What's his name? What's Hagrid's brother's name in Harry Potter?
Grop.
Grop. Makes me think of Grop.
Hagrid.
Hermy. I love it. So in short, you're Gorp, and I'm Hermy.
Yes.
Okay. Because, like, she doesn't ever seem very approachable. No, you know who isn't approachable? Pansy Parkinson. Oh, but exactly. I don't really want to be Pansy Parkinson. She's kind of, not the best person in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your favorite song this week?
That's a segue. Anyways, I'm so tired right now.
You're making me yawn.
Which we already talked about last week, so you can't complain about how other people yawning makes you yawn.
You're right.
Did you just, like, fall onto your bed?
Yes.
Early. Anyways, my favorite song is Used to Be by AJ Mitchell.
I have no idea what song that is.
I saw it on a post that my friend sent me on Instagram because, let me tell you, a lot of times my friends and I just send memes back and forth that we find on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
fair.
Yeah. And it was one of the posts from one of the ones that has a compilation of, like, singing videos, and I heard it, and I was like, hey, that's a kind of good song, and it's kind of talking about how, like, you always want things to be how they used to be. Like, it's about this guy that wants to be with this girl, but the girl has changed, and so it's not the same. And I relate to that because a lot of times, like, after shows that I've been in, I'm like, oh, I want to, like, get back together and, like, 5 years into a reunion, but then, like, people would be different, things would have changed, and it wouldn't be the same, so, like, unique experiences have to stay unique experiences sometimes, instead of, like, looking back and wishing things how they were. And yeah.
Solid.
What's your favorite song, Rachel?
My favorite song is Move Along by 5 Seconds of Song. No, we're gonna try that again, because I'm too tired for this. My favorite song is Moving Along by 5 Seconds of Summer, also known as Five Sauce, also known as Spaghetti.
I freaking love spaghetti, man.
Me too. I was like really craving pasta the other day, and then I came home from school, and my mom was like, "Hey, are you cool if we have pasta for dinner?" And I was like, "Yes."
Obviously.
Obviously.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah, but the song is real chill. It's just kind of like moving along when you break up with someone, but it's like a lot more upbeat than most breakup songs are, and I like it. Okay, can we talk about something that's been happening recently?
Yes.
The wildfires.
Oh, yes. The wildfires in California, right?
Yeah. So, first of all, it's heartbreaking. Um, But like also it's so cool to be on Twitter and like looking at the hashtag and seeing so many people like, hey, I live in the like I live outside of the evacuation zone. I can take your animals in, I can take you in, and it's just like really cool to see people coming together like that. But it's also just heartbreaking that it's happening at all.
Yeah.
Um
Because I've seen the hashtag a lot too, because like a lot of the creators that I follow are like in the California area.
yeah.
And so like not a lot of them, but like they post a lot, so it seems like there's more than the two that I follow.
Yeah.
But like I think it's really cool how the internet can bring like people together and like can actually save people's lives. Like if people didn't have the internet and they couldn't find somewhere to stay, then they wouldn't, like, they'd be homeless. Or like
Yeah. I also found it interesting, like, I saw some people that are like, you guys only care about this fire because some of your celebrities have to evacuate. And then I was like thinking about it and I was like, wait, I kind of forgot they live there. And I first thought about the, like, normal people, or not normal people, but like the everyday folks.
Yeah.
And it was just like a weird kind of, it depends on where your perspective is. Perspective Z. It's two words.
Wow, now with O's or zeros.
At wow now. But it's like always interesting to me when something like that happens, how like what perspectives people take on it, because like there are the people that pretty much just follow the celebrities. They're like, oh my god, Jake Paul has to evacuate, and then there are the people that are like going through the hashtags and they're like their first thought is just, oh my gosh, so many of these people, like, they don't, that are just like normal people and don't really have money to completely rebuild their lives after a fire, are like being evacuated and their houses are burning, which is like super terrifying.
Yeah, I agree.
It's all just so interesting, and like I don't even know. Can we, while we're talking about Twitter, what's trending on Twitter right now besides the wildfires?
The one thing that I saw on Twitter that was trending, because as I said at the beginning of this episode, a lot of things that were trending I didn't feel like we could have a conversation about. And so, what was trending was the Fantastic Beasts World premiere. And since we're both, like, Harry Potter Fantastic Beasts fans, I thought it was something that we could talk about.
Yes, for sure. I was looking through that as well. And I saw that, what's his face? Because that's...
Ezra Miller?
Yes, he came in, like, an inflatable... It looked like one of the puffy winter coats, but it was...
Like a dress.
It was a dress, and then he had, like, an underlayer that was skin tight. It was a look, I'll tell you that.
Ezra Miller is an icon, honestly. Like, he grew up as a fan of the franchise, and now he's actually a part of the franchise, and he's just like, I can't get any higher than this.
Yeah. Which, I don't even, I don't even understand, I can't comprehend how cool it would be to get to be in a Harry Potter movie, or like a Fantastic Beasts movie.
Yeah.
But, fun fact, Harry Potter movies, like the original 8, have no Americans in them.
Because I know for Crimes of Grindelwald, everyone, like, Warner Brothers has been finding, like, internet personalities that are big fans of Harry Potter, like Super Carlin Brothers and Tessa Netting and Brizzy Voices and stuff, and sending them, like, Tessa Netting just put out a video, yesterday, I think? Yesterday, as of recording, that she got to go on the set of Crimes of Grindelwald while they were filming, and she got to meet Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, I saw that.
And, like, honestly, that would be so cool.
I would die. I think I would have a heart attack.
So if Warner Brothers is listening to this episode, you can definitely hit us up.
Yes, for sure. If Warner Brothers is just needing a new podcast and they somehow stumbled upon this one, we are your girls.
Yes.
What's trending on YouTube?
Oh, yes. I got distracted by Ezra Miller and Eddie Redmayne, as you do.
Mm-hmm.
But what's trending on YouTube is, what's the name of the video? It's, Jay Schaffer's stunning $5,000 tiny house. And I know that tiny houses are, like, a big thing for, like, millennials and, like, kind of Generation Z, except we haven't really grown up enough that we, like, some older Generation Z people have gotten houses and stuff, but
which
like,
is weird.
Most of Generation Z is still living with their parents.
Yay!
Yay! But, like, I thought it was interesting because I know tiny houses are, like, a big thing for, like, the younger generations.
Yeah, I think they're cool, and they seem to be, like, pretty cost-effective, right?
Yeah. That's what I've heard, at least. Because a lot of people, since millennials don't make a lot of money, newsflash, they tend to, like, try and have minimalistic living spaces. So, since they're, like, always at their career trying to make money in minimum wage jobs. So, yeah.
Yeah. Also, while we're on the topic of, like, millennials and stuff, I just saw something, and it's the correct way to refer to anyone younger than you. They're, like, 12, which I think is funny if you and I say, because I do say it sometimes, because that's 4 years younger than me, and 3 years younger than you. But, you know, youngins. But yeah, no, I think tiny houses are really cool. They're always super beautifully designed.
Speaking of houses, one of the videos that my friend sent me on Instagram was kind of, I forgot what the series was called, but it was this couple that went to, like, celebrities' houses and, like, redid the rooms. I'll try and find it right now. Oh, it's OMG, We're Coming Over, is what it's called.
Okay.
And it's, like, it's really interesting because, like, this couple comes over to, like, decorate this room in this person's house, and, like, they've done it with Liza Koshy and Lily Singh and, I think, Joey Graceffa.
Okay.
But, like, and I think that was just, like, one series, because I'm pretty sure they do more than just internet celebrities. But I thought it was really cool, because I really am into interior design and, like, how certain colors go with, like, certain aesthetics, and, like, yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I feel like you would be a good interior designer.
Except I'm indecisive, and that's kind of a big part of interior design, is making decisions.
Just buy it all. I can't
Just
decide
buy it
between
all.
these 3 fridges. They need every one.
They need all of the fridges.
You know, I'm just imagining someone with, like, 8 different carpets in the same room.
Look, they'll look so good together.
It would look great together. I have a grievance to air.
You said you didn't have any grievances before we started recording, and you said...
I have a grievance.
What's your grievance, Rachel?
Well, first of all, my grievance is that it snowed here, and I had to break out my winter coat last night. So, like, not a big fan of that. My second grievance is laundry. I have so much of it to do, and I don't... Okay, so, like, why is it so easy for us to forget that we have laundry? Like, so easy to forget that we have to switch the loads?
I don't know, man.
Because I can never remember, and it's like... I currently just have my laundry separated out into piles on the floor right now.
I relate.
But I'm too lazy to walk the 3 feet over to the laundry room and, you know, start my laundry. But also, I need pants.
Yep.
It's a never-ending
I
struggle.
have a story.
Yes, I love stories. Hit me. Please don't actually, that would hurt.
I think you've made that joke on this podcast.
I think I make that joke all the time.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm in a mass media video production class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we go through 3 different 6-week grading periods, because there's 3 6-week grading periods for our school per semester.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a normal thing, or is it? Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's, like, normal. Like, my school just went away from, like, quarter grades.
Yeah.
But we had it for, like, 20 years. And the only reason we went away from it was so many people at my school do dual enrollment, and the college we do our dual enrollment with doesn't do quarter grades, so...
Yeah. But anyways, we have these 3 6-week grading periods. And so he divides our work into, the first section is doing, like, 3-week projects, like working on stop motion and, like, kinetic topography, which is where you get words to move across the screen. And then the second 6-week grading period is making features for the announcements.
Ooh.
Because we have live announcements at our school.
That's fun.
And then the third group is actually doing the announcements. And since it is the end of the second 6-week grading period, and I have done the small project section and the feature section, that means I have to do the announcements for the rest of the semester.
Ooh, that's fun.
And let me tell you, not super excited, because it's in front of the entire school and it's live and there's no editing like we do for this podcast, so if I screw up, everyone in the school knows about it.
I definitely
So
feel
like...
that because my broadcasting class is like you learn to be on the radio and then you're just on the radio, like that is the class, is being on the radio, and so it's very nerve-wracking. We all just had our first time on air without our teacher in the like booth with us, and it was the most nervous I have been in a hot second. Okay, I get nervous really easily. It wasn't that long ago that I was that nervous, but you know, it was scary.
Yeah, I definitely relate, because we have a block schedule, and so we have odd days and even days, and they don't necessarily correspond with the odd and even days on the calendar. It's just a way that we differentiate between the 2 different block days.
Yeah, ours are orange and black days.
Yeah, so my first period class, which is my mass media class, so here's how the announcements work. We have, so on odd days, we have first hour, homeroom, 5th hour, and 7th hour, because homeroom is technically 3rd hour.
Okay.
And then on even days, we have 2nd hour, 4th hour, 6th hour, and 8th hour, because odd and even.
Mm-hmm.
But we have, so the announcements air at the beginning of homeroom or the beginning of 4th hour. And so that means that since mass media is my first hour, that I just stay in the class for an extra few minutes, and then after it's done, I go to my homeroom. But the first day of the third sixth week grading period is like, it's an even day. So, our first day actually running the announcements will be a day where I have to leave my second hour class early. I don't know how early I need to leave my class.
Oof.
And so I need to learn when I need to leave my class to get on time to set up everything. I need to learn how to set up everything. And I need to pray that I do not have to be the anchor.
I believe in you. You're gonna do great.
Because the rest of the people in my group are all like high school boys. And if you know high school boys, you know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, that's how my broadcasting group is, because we have like on-air workday groups. And my workday group is like one guy who just his voice is like fit for radio. He's really good at it. The other guy who doesn't know what he's doing, and me. And I like kind of know what I'm doing, I kind of don't, but the one with the voice fit for radio doesn't entirely know what he's doing. He just sounds good when he's doing it. So I'm always in charge of running the soundboard and like turning the mics on and stuff, turning the mics off. I'm so stressed every time. So I definitely get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Because our group is, I think, either 5 or 6 people, including me. So, yeah, I think 5. But they're all middle school boys, and I'm the only girl. And they all are like, I'm just not excited at all in the slightest. But we'll see how this works out.
I bet it'll be great. You're gonna do amazing. I'm gonna be so proud of you, and you're just gonna be the best little anchor in the whole wide world.
I wouldn't set your expectations too high, but anyways,
it's all fine. It's all good. We're all good. It's Gucci.
It's not actually, because Gucci is not my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, no, really, I don't get that because, like, Gucci is ugly.
Gucci is not Gucci.
Gucci is not Gucci.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Can we make those t-shirts?
Probably not, because Gucci is trademarked.
You're right. So, we won't do that. Maybe if we spelled Gucci wrong. Man, it would be so cool to make merch someday.
Guchy.
Gooch. Gooch one.
Anyway, should we move to some listener questions?
We should move to some listener questions. I see the first question is from your mother.
Yes. Her question is, have you guys heard Lauren Daigle's new album?
No.
I have not either.
I don't know who that is.
I know it's a Christian artist, and that's all I know, basically.
Ah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Fair. Our next question is from Dragonlance667, and they say, there's a chance I've already asked this before, but what are y'all's thoughts on anime? Have either of y'all seen any? No. Wow,
I haven't either.
We're really bad at these questions.
Yeah. If you're asking us yes or no questions and our answer is no, we don't really have anything to go off of, so we're just like, yeah, I've never seen any anime.
I mean, okay, wait, is like Pokemon anime?
I think Pokemon would count as anime.
Okay, then I've seen like a very, very small amount of anime insofar as like I've watched some episodes of Pokemon. Are you Googling it?
I haven't, yeah.
Okay.
If you type in is Pokemon, one of the things is Pokemon Go dead?
Pokemon Go is not dead.
Okay, Pokemon is considered an anime, according to Wikipedia, which is a very reliable source.
Hey, obviously. As long as we're not using it for a school paper, we're allowed to use it.
Yes.
So, then yes, I have seen anime, singular. Pokemon, It just goes with
I,
my
on the
nerds.
other hand, have not seen any anime.
You've never seen Pokemon?
Like, not really.
Okay, we need to change that.
See, I went through this phase where I really, really hated Pokemon for a while.
Why? And how long ago was this?
This was... It was probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
But, what I remember, and it's such a petty reason, too, and I don't know, like, why it made such an impact on me, but, I was at this family game night.
Okay.
And it was with the side of the family that has my grandma is one of 12.
Oh, that's a lot.
So that's a family game night. That was very claustrophobic, as is Thanksgiving going to be. But anyways, we had this family game night, and there was this game that I really wanted to play, and my dad was like, if you can get this many people, then you can play this game. And so I was like, okay, I'll go ask my brother and my cousin. And my brother at the time was in a very severe, is that the right word? Pokemon phase. Where
Intense.
Intense, yeah, not necessarily severe, but intense. He had a bunch of Pokemon cards, and he wanted to get all of the games for his DS, and he was obsessed with Pokemon, and I was
DS, man.
Yeah, and, my cousin and him were playing Pokemon, and I was like, hey, can you guys, come play this game with me, because I really wanted to play this game. I think it was Quelf, if anyone knows what that is.
I do not.
But, I wanted to play this game, and I was like, oh, I'll go ask my brother and my cousin, because they'll say yes, and they were too busy playing Pokemon. And so I was like, hey, can you guys come play this game? And we're like, no, we're playing Pokemon. And I'm like, and then nobody else wanted to play the game. And so, yeah, I hated Pokemon for a while because
that is
reason.
Incredibly petty, and I'm so proud of you.
I mean, what was my, 6th grade self supposed to do?
Exactly that. Exactly.
I mean, young children kind of have an excuse to be petty, if we're being real.
Oh, of course. 100%.
Yeah. Because they don't know a lot about social expectations. They don't know what's acceptable and what's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the reason why I hated Pokemon for a while. And I don't hate it now, but it's not, my favorite thing ever.
Uh-huh.
So it's I won't scream and run when my brother tries to watch Pokemon videos on YouTube, but, I won't necessarily watch them because that Pokemon's not necessarily my thing, but, I don't know.
There are 8 million, and by 8 million there aren't 8 million, but there are a few different Pokemon, shows, and I don't really know which one's which. I just watch them and think they're funny. And by watch them, I mean, I watched them a few years ago. I haven't really. I think I watched them freshman year. But other than that, yeah, I'm out. So, long story short, if Pokemon counts, yes, I've seen anime. If Pokemon doesn't count, neither of us have seen anime.
Side note, we are recording this at, for me, we started recording this at, 8:15 in the morning on a Saturday.
It's 9:15 my time, but in reality it was 9:30 because we talked a lot beforehand and then procrastinated and...
Yeah, we were gonna start at 8 my time, 9 your time, but...
That didn't happen.
No. Basically, if we say we're gonna record at this time, then we mean 15 minutes later. At the least.
Yeah, pretty much. This has been another episode of Perspective Z. That's been Katrina.
And that's been Rachel.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.